Alrighty then. Got a green light. Let's see the start of my
Yep, there it is. I did the division. They're 49 cents a pill if I get 240. If I only get 10, they're $2 a pill.
It's a bulk thing.
Yeah. Of course, they're going to advertise, you know, the best price.
Lux Lady Crystal's the first one here.
Sorry.
How you doing? User 52122 something's here. Tot something's here. Hello. KS Destin Home. Hello. Alpha Bernard. Hello. By another host. Raggedy Diggity. Hello. Uncle Bert's coming to you live from New Orleans. All of you that are here, I need you to start tapping that. Start liking it. Got some controversial stuff coming up, and some people don't want certain people to discuss their issues. They don't want people to seek peace. They are haters. That's their job. You know, don't put them down. That's their job. Haters' job is to hate. But if you give us more love, then they can give us hate. If you can be clicking that like more than they can be mass reporting, we will win. Brothers and sisters, boys and girls, I'm here to tell you, this will work. So click on that thing. Just keep tapping that. If you're not in the box, you're not doing anything. You have nothing else to do but tap that screen. You can do it. Misbehaving, hello. Look at this. I just got to tell you, the weather. I'm about to take this thing off, but you know, it was chilly this morning. I was like looking for my long pants and stuff. Fall has come to be fall here after, you know, the hell of summer. Claire Raven, thank you for the roses. Thank you very much. Uncle Bert's coming to you live from New Orleans. Blessings from Reno, Nevada, where I imagine it's hotter. I hear the West Coast is like having a heat wave. Meanwhile, our temperature just like dropped this morning. Love New Orleans. Yep. Yeah, I woke up this morning, man. I got Marta hanging all over me and shit. That's how I knew it cooled off. It was too hot.
Normally, I'm disgusted.
It was too hot to touch each other for like months up there. It's not leather, but I picked this up at the local shop here. As you can see, it's a New Orleans kind of thing. But I'll probably be breaking out the weather tonight when we go out. The occult bitch says, "Hi, Marta.
Hey, occult bitch.
I want to do one of your witches retreats there. There's no better place to do that. Get on it. New Orleans, man. New Orleans. I mean, maybe Salem, but I don't know. Just the vibe of Salem just, you know, is that stuffy kind of Midwestern, East Coast kind of thing. Okay, Prince, I don't know you, so I got to know, you know, why to bring you in the box. What we're doing today is we're seeking out witches and other practitioners that have beefs with each other. I fully believe, and we have shown, that when we get people in a box, discuss their issues, rather than having them flame war each other with text messages, we can get somewhere. And on this show, on another account, we have made peace. We have made 4 witch wars go away that didn't seem to reignite. So, you know, there's people that have, you know, beefs with me, whatever. We'll bring them in the box. Talk about the thing. There are very few people I won't talk to except Ursa. You know, the rule is, you know, when you intentionally endanger my family, we have nothing to talk about. It's war until breath is no longer being breathed. That's amazing news to hear. Right on. Sending strength, thank you. Hey, Blade Bone Austero Witch. He's changing your name all the time, but I recognize your face, so I knew it was you. Chaotic Heathen, hello, how are you? And, I think that must be one of your accounts that can come in the box. And then we got Chaos. Okay, maybe Chaotic Heathen must be a different person because then we got Chaos here. I'll be live here shortly, waiting for DoorDash. We'll be here. Okay, yeah, you said something like that on the Discord. Now I get it. To who asked me, Belladonna Bones, to who asked me to come, here I am. Okay, so maybe Belladonna Bones and somebody have a beef. Let's see. I'm paying attention to the thing. If I can maybe get a moderator in here to help me with that, that'd be great. Then I'll have to figure out how to set up the moderators. Hey, Bree, how are you? Chaotic Heathen is your... okay, you are the same person. Roger that. Okay, so we got Bree here. I got a cowboy hat on and a handlebar mustache. Thank you very much for the cowboy hat and handlebar mustache. That freaked me out for a second. Lindsay can moderate for me. Let me see. How do I do that? Hold on. 122. No, it's not that button. Okay, it's this button over here. Okay, I clearly don't know how to do moderators. Whoops, I just flipped the damn camera. That's what I did. Can't disconnect. Let's make sure I got my grid things set up. Fix layout. Oops. No, I don't want that yet. No. Stop that. You and your fixed layout. And when I do that, I'm going to need way more than that many boxes. So let's see. Summoning my circle to the party. All right. Go to the moderators. Click on their name. Okay, but where the hell did I go to the moderators? I've never had a moderator. Who was that that said we can moderate? Let me see. You don't have a beef with anyone? Okay, maybe somebody just wanted you to be here, Belladonna Bones, for some other reason. But a lot of people tagged each other that have beefs with each other, and we're going to bring them in the box. And maybe they'll make peace, maybe they won't. But hopefully they'll have a discussion and actually talk. As I said last night, since the dawn of the internet, flame wars have been a thing. Flame wars tend to be caused by text and by people's own insecurities, imposing tones of voice into texts that don't actually exist. Chaos lost the appeal? Ah, shit, I hope not. Oh, that's a big account. So, so Chaos, we'll definitely be bringing him in the box, and we've got a backup in case somebody tries to take him out of the box, which it seems like they want to do. Well, you can't just let your enemies do that kind of stuff. So we got Discord set up over here. And anybody else that can't get in the box, my Discord is Uncle Birch. Should be easy to find, and we can bring in the box. Regina, we're going to bring you in because you have beefs.
Michael, I was actually just coming in to explain that he was lost his bait account. I'm ripping up carpet right now, so I am here if you need me, but I don't think anybody's tagged me, so okay. I just wanted to say that I'm here, and if you need something, let me know. You'll have to holler, though.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay. It's really hard.
I'm changing the format so I can get 8 people in there. Okay, cool. Lori, let me see how I can... Okay, now I've tagged... I've clicked on Lori. Add moderator. Ah, right. I learned something today. Woo! Okay, this is already beneficial. Okay. Lori, who I trust, and have known quite a while, I believe a member of the State of Fucking Home Show family, is a moderator. Okay, so Chaos, knock, knock. You want to come in, Chaos? Let's see. There's Chaos. I saw Bree. All right, bringing people in the box.
Knock, knock.
What's up there, Chaos? Looks like they didn't want you to come on the live, man.
Well, I don't think it had to do with this drama. It was with another heathen that I was correcting his facts because he was trying to push his UPG as fact upon everybody, and he was taking runes and giving them new meaning that never really had the meaning to begin with. So we called him out on it, and apparently he didn't like that. And Yeah, he Thanos my account in the middle of the night for basically intellectual property violations and her.
What?
Yep. Because
And
I because I did the same method that he did. I went over and looked and took screenshots of his account and posted it. Yeah, he got no violation. I got instantly banned.
intellectual and that's stuck.
Yep.
That's the problem with AI, man. And letting the AI run things, man. A human, well, keep up your appeals. Maybe if you keep
I've
sending
sent
in
the
that
email out.
form, a human will eventually maybe see it.
I've sent the email out. I've also contacted my friend who has a blue check mark on this app to reach out to his manager
That's
because
good. Yeah,
I'm also his moderator. So
yeah. Well, and then when you get the email, you've got to wait because then the email does nothing. They send you the form, and you got to
mhm.
click on the form. And I leave that in my open box in my browser because I always need that, and just keep filling it out. Keep
Yep.
filling it out. Keep it, even if they say oh, we reviewed it and you're going to stay permanently banned. You got like 90 days, I think, to just keep bombarding them.
Mhm.
Sometimes you get it back. So we wish you well with that. It's 15 grand. That's a lot of work.
Most of it was from gaming though, so
That's right.
it's
That's right.
it's kind of a fresh start because now I can separate my gaming followers that really weren't active on my page and start over.
You've said that. Yeah, 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 yeah. So yeah, I don't think it doesn't seem like we have people in the box that have a beef with each other, unless Chaos and Bree have a beef. I know
I don't
Regina.
know who Bree is.
Well, Bree's the person that put out the
I
Witch
know
Doctor
who she is,
Grimoire.
but I've never interacted with her.
Yeah, and Bree has yet to talk about that. She was going to go live and talk about that, but I don't think that happened yet. But
No, I haven't.
yeah, but we did. I did tag at least Jenny Love. I wasn't able to tag Aramid Sage because I must have blocked her for some reason, and didn't want to unblock her just to call her in here. People should have alternate accounts to be able to get in here if they want to get in here.
I
What about
summoned my
Grammy Druid? Were you able to tag her?
I don't. Let me see.
I summoned my side
Like,
from it,
I
but
don't think I pre-tagged Grammy Druid, but let me see. I don't think I've ever blocked her. I mean, I haven't really gotten along with her a whole lot,
hi
but
Granny.
I'm not
She's
seeing
in
Grammy.
the
Oh,
she's in the comments.
okay. Good, good, good. We can bring somebody want to talk with Grammy.
I do.
Okay, let me see if I can bring Grammy up. Grammy, Drew, there you are. I haven't seen her in forever. I don't know why she's never on my FYP. All right, we got Grammy, Druid, and we
Oh,
got Bree.
hi, Grammy.
Well, howdy, how is everybody hanging?
Are you up
Beautiful
for
weather
having a
in New Orleans.
conversation with me?
Why, yeah, why wouldn't I be?
I just want to be respectful and ask.
Oh, I don't have a problem talking to you, Bree.
Okay, so here's my question. When everything came down with the Witch Talkers Grimoire, I'm curious as to why what you did to me, the same thing that had been done to you 2 years prior.
You really want me to answer this just as bluntly as I possibly can?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Alrighty. Me laughing at a sideways joke is a lot different than publishing something that has borrowed material in it.
Okay.
Does that make
So
sense?
it does. Would you like to hear my perspective on that?
Well, sure. I wouldn't be sitting here right smack dab in
Okay.
the middle of this if I wouldn't.
Okay. So the similarities were that you were in a live with someone else that made a very, I don't want to get down and dirty with that, but it was basically, it was a really inappropriate. Okay. But you got damn near crucified because of that. You didn't say it, but you were beside it. And you didn't condemn it, so you condoned it, but you got crucified for it.
Yep.
I
And then you know what happened? I came out and I laid open my soul, bared everything, and I went around to every whichbody that was involved in that situation and asked forgiveness, and I got it, and we became friends and moved on.
Bree did that too, though.
so
Did
with
you reach out to everybody and try to make peace, Bree?
I absolutely did. Now, did I reach out to the 7 individuals that were trying to rip me apart? No, I did not. No, I absolutely did not. It just, what really bothered me about that is when that situation that you went down for, that you went through, I never turned my back on you. I never made a video jumping on your back. And you made videos about me and about the book. And as far as I knew,
I didn't make videos about you or the book. No, ma'am.
Well, I did see one where you said that there was no disclaimer on the corpse water.
Oh,
And
that is true. That one thing, no disclaimer on the corpse water.
But there
But
was a disclaimer.
as far as ripping you to shreds on a post of mine, no, ma'am. That's the only thing I said was
I didn't
about
say
no
you ripped me.
disclaimer on the corpse water.
I said I didn't make a video ripping you to shreds. That's what I said. But it's just felt like you were jumping on my back and grandstanding, and you never even reached out to me to say, "Hey, Bree, what's going on?" But instead, you make a video about a book that you didn't have in your hand, and it was hurtful coming from you.
Well, let me just publicly say, if that came across as hurtful to you, I humbly ask that you forgive me for that.
I appreciate you saying that, and yes, I do.
I bear you no ill will. I bear no one ill will. But what I can say is this. It's become unreasonable, and I don't like dividing lines. Now, I have said time and time again that you know about, that I do not take sides. I wasn't going to take a side. I don't know why I'm getting feedback. That I do not take sides. I wasn't going to take a side. I don't know why I'm getting feedback. That I do not take sides. I wasn't going to take a side. I don't know why. What the hell?
The live must be recording. Somebody's recording the live. That's why that's happening.
Expect that. And you people who are not in the box, keep tapping. 9.9 thousand likes. Keep liking. Keep liking. Keep tapping. 9.9 thousand likes. Keep liking. Keep liking.
I'm not recording nothing.
If you
And
use a
nothing's
voice to
coming out on
text,
me.
if
Somebody
you
else.
use voice to text when you're in a live and switch, it will re-echo because I've had that happen before. You would have to exit out of the live and come back in.
Well, it's not doing it now. Now I feel like I can finish what I was saying.
That's good.
I
Go ahead.
have said and time again that I have been and will remain a neutral party. Now, I have been in lives where y'all have been blistered. I'm not going to deny that. But I have said and continue to say it, I'm not going to go here because y'all are there, or I'm not going to go there because they're there. I'm just right here, smack dab, trying to figure out and navigate a way through this, because the night that I went into that other live, I had heard y'all talking about it, and I heard them talking about it, and I wanted to hear what they had to say. And then the live started being switched to what can we do for community and how can we bring about this, that, and the other. And that was what I was there for, not the continued bashing of y'all. Does that make sense?
Well, let me say something because I've been monitoring this too. In Ursa's live, she seems to be trying to play on the narrative that she's done some sort of community service by attacking Bree to this day. However, Ursa drove across the country to have a fight with Bree at Hexfest just when the book had just come out. So Bree and Ursa had a previous beef that Ursa capitalized on to try and make it seem like she's doing something good for the community by attacking Bree. And she does this to this day. And I got involved because they went on Facebook and tried to tell Dorothy Morrison that I was responsible for the damn book. That's all I had to say.
And this is what I was trying to say last night in the live that went on till 5 o'clock this morning. Whoa. Where I lost my mind and was screaming and yelling at every body. That's no lie. You can probably see clips of that coming up shortly.
What are you talking about?
Listen.
I'm not live.
Did you happen to see where I basically blew up and said, everybody shut the hell up?
I did not get that one because the person that sent it to me, it was too big of a file to send it.
Ask Chrome. Chrome can tell you she was there. She saw me go the hell up off on everybody. I mean, fed up.
The Irish or the Scottish woman was it going off on Bree? That's what I saw.
No, it wasn't the Scottish woman going off on Bree. It was the Scottish woman fighting back and forth with Ursa.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And it became this nightmare of childish behavior. And honestly, I got I lost
I was
it.
there last night.
How can you say in one breath that you want to build community and then turn right around with somebody that wants to share with you a hurt that they felt you had caused them and lose your damn mind on them?
That's what I saw. Yeah.
Granny is absolutely right on that. I was there last night, and I was first in a box. And as soon as I was listening in for a little bit, and as soon as I jumped in the box, the first thing I wanted to say something. And the first thing she said was, "This is all witches on the panel, so just sit back and listen."
And then what did I say to her? I said, "You're not a witch."
But what she don't realize
she wasn't a witch.
What she don't realize is I've been a practitioner of witchcraft longer than I've been a heathen, so I took that as a disrespect. So I just left. And I sat back and listened, and I pretty much watched her.
I'm not going to diminish Ursa in any shape, form, or fashion. That's not why I'm here. But I can tell you this, what upset me is how in the hell can you say one thing and turn around and do a complete opposite and not understand why people look at you as problematic?
That's the answer. You just answered that. You absolutely just answered that for everybody. That's not what community is. That's not what being a witch is. That's not sharing or teaching or lifting one another up. That is tearing someone down because of their own insecurities. I
don't know what motivated it, but I can tell you, I do feel that there was some adulting behavior going on, and I think perhaps somebody shouldn't have been on a live anyway.
What does that mean?
I know. Go ahead.
That
Sorry,
means
I'll let
that somebody probably had been taking a snort or two and shouldn't have been on a live.
Oh, woo-wee. That does happen over there. I don't know if it's a snort or two, but Ursa's an angry drunk.
I will say, Granny, I know I don't know you at all, and I'm sure you probably don't know me. But I will say you were talking about the book earlier, and If I can speak on that subject for just a moment, I know that that is not why we are here, but for me personally, the grimoire was about trying to bring the community together. And you know what? Bree has definitely owned up to the mistakes that were made. I have a deep, immense respect for her for trying to do that. But the whole point of that book was to bring community together. And the people who are most outwardly outspoken against the book are the people who do not want us to come together as a community. And right now is the time for us to be coming together as a community. We have got a very serious threat on the horizon with Project 2025. That is a serious threat.
I
And
agree.
this is for me personally, you know what? The book be damned. All right. I love the book. I still have it. And I know that there are mistakes and there were problems, but I'm still very proud of the parts that were good in there. And I would not dismiss the whole thing, but that's just me. I'd say that we need to put that aside
Fair.
as much as we all possibly can and try to focus on what we all have in common. And what we all have in common is magic.
You can't build a bridge if you're not willing to pick up a board. And that's where I get frustrated with this, because you can't preach about, I want to build community, I want to build community, and then turn around and make it about yourself or some other thing that has nothing to do with building a bridge anywhere.
Can I say something to
And
Grammy Drew?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, Grammy.
Hey,
So my other account, you know, because I am a Druid Ovate, and I've been following you, and we've talked, and I'm the one that, wow, a way
I know
back.
who you are.
Yep. So now that I've just got that out, so when I decided to distance myself from that person that's over the pond, I noticed that you joined the lives and you were acting, and regardless, that's why I blocked you. I was like, you know, that's not the
I didn't
person.
know you blocked me.
Yeah, that's not the person I knew. That's not what the Druid teachings teach me. I don't want to be involved in anything like that. Plus, it was hurtful because I looked at you as an elder, because I'm just an ovate. But
Well,
still,
let me also say this, Mr. Two Dogs. The things that I have seen commented by you and left for all to see were not very kind or shining a beautiful light on Druidry either. So be careful when you cast a rock; it might got chucked right back at you.
so the only things that I commented was that I felt that it was poor timing, and that she had an
Honey,
alternate reason.
no. Now listen, if we're going to get down to the bottom of this, I have seen you say some nasty things to some women.
I would like to know that, because initially, but before you say that, what I'm just saying is I appreciate what you said to Bree, and that's why I was coming on. But if this is going to go around, especially if you're talking about Mystic Miami with her stalkiness, finding me on Facebook, finding me on YouTube, and Maggie, I would like to know, because I've never said anything derogatory, because I'm not going to get my.
I have nothing positive to say about Maggie.
Well, regardless, I'm just saying, if you have something that I've done anything to any woman out there, I would like you to show it, and I'll be the first to admit that it was me. But there is nothing besides me saying, "Leave me alone, guys. Leave me alone." And if I wanted to, I can blast people out of the water. But I have a sense of integrity, because I'm not going to share those things with people. But if you do, please let it come forth. I am
I'm
not
just
afraid.
telling you, before you come knocking on my door, realize that microscope that you're going to put me under can be placed on you. And I had no ill feelings towards you. I don't know why you had to pop up here, because I didn't know you'd blocked me. And if you have a problem with the way I conduct myself, I apologize to you if you have found anything that I do offensive.
Actually, I would like to
interject
say something
something?
on behalf of Witch with Two Dogs. Grammy, you were in a live with Appalachia Ruckus, and y'all were going through the Witch Talkers Grimoire, and it was on the section that Witch with Two Dogs had submitted.
Yes.
And you were basically ripping that apart. And
I didn't rip
will
it
also
apart.
say,
I just said that it was directly from commonly found material, study material for the AODA, ADF, and OBOD. All of them have exactly that. It's from teaching material. It's not.
Wait. So Bonowitz was plagiarized too? I missed that one.
So
Listen, they all have that in their beginning training information.
right.
Yeah.
And that's what I told Bree.
I
he
mean,
did.
That this
He
is part
absolutely
this
did.
is part of our teachings, and that it isn't associated with Celtic witchcraft. So it might be nice for people to share. I didn't say, hey, this is me. I made this up. I'm a genius. That's everything in Druidry is passed down. So why would I take credit for something? But for everybody to say things like that, but no one ever approached me. But regardless, Grammy, I didn't call to argue with you. I just called to tell you I appreciate you, because I came in to argue with you, because yeah, you might not have known, but you ruffled my feathers, because
Well, just because you publish teaching material that's not published for the world to see, I mean, that's on you. That's not on me.
no, it has nothing
No,
to do with I have nothing to do with the book or something. My thing was what we talked about, but I'll let Bree go continuing. And I
yeah.
appreciate talking to you, Grammy. Thank you.
And also, too,
agreed.
Witch with Two Dogs has been very, very supportive of a lot of us within the communities, males and females.
I agree.
But has he spoken against other females? Yes, he has. But he's not the kind of person that, bites first. He bites back. So, I just, for some of you guys that are in the comments and don't know Witch with Two Dogs as well, I don't want y'all to come away with the impression that he is a He-Man woman hater, because he's not. He's been very supportive of a lot of women.
I mean, how I see that is,
Can I get in here?
how I see that as, hold on. Unless the receipts are out there to prove he is, then it's all hearsay and it doesn't matter.
Let me jump in.
Chaos on that.
I've just been listening and listening to everybody, but I got to interject. I grew up in the craft. I grew up in a female-dominated tradition, and we knew our place. So, as Witch with Two Dogs, there's plenty of times I'm butting heads with women, but they always started it. And
Okay.
so, if I'm butting heads with the Norse, well, yeah, I'm going to run into some guys. But over here, in the European witchcraft community, if I'm going to butt heads with somebody, it tends to be women. It's not that anybody's selecting them; they just are the dominant force. I'm going to butt heads with women or gay men, because heterosexual male pagans are a rare breed.
And there's a reason why we keep you around.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, Rob, I don't know who Rob is, but I'm gonna bring him in.
Oh, there's Rob.
Okay. Hello, Rob.
Hey, I just wanted to come up for a second because I kind of wanted to point out something that I kind of fell victim to as well. And Bert just kind of touched on it a little bit. In the European witchcraft tradition, it is predominantly female for the most majority. And so when myself and another creator came into a live to clear some air as far as that person's contribution to Bree's book, whenever we told the people that were in that live, and Grammy was one of the people that were in there, that, at this point they beat the dead horse to death and they just need to leave it alone. It was twisted, and we were told that we were misogynists because we told women to shut up, and that's not at all what happened at all. It just so happened that group of live people happened to all be female that were sitting there bashing something that has been beat to absolute death. So I don't feel like it's fair at all for you to say that Witch with Two Dogs is nasty to women, when it just so happens that the group that consistently attacks people happens to be majority female. I don't feel like that's fair whatsoever.
Well, let me since I'm still here on the mic. That's how I got involved in half of this shit with the Bayou Bruja and all of their crew. They told me that Witch with Two Dogs was stalking, doxing, and threatening women in my name, saying that he was saying he was one of my soldiers. I said, show me the receipts. They sent me plenty of receipts. None of the receipts added up to any of the things that they said that Witch with Two Dogs did. He just was disagreeing with them on some shit very vehemently, and they were very mad about it. And so when I called them out on that bullshit, that's when they all turned on me. That's when I got involved in the whole, Bayou Bruja and the punk rock witch and all that. Was they were saying this shit about Witch with Two Dogs, and they used all of the buzzwords, doxing, stalking, threatening women.
I never said any of that stuff. I'm referring
You
to
didn't. I
him
didn't
and
say you did.
Taz.
I didn't say it. I'm talking about Mindy, the Bayou Bruja, and her little crew. That's what they were saying about Witch with Two Dogs. And that's how I got involved in all of this crap in the first place. I was staying pretty clear of all the bullshit going on fucking TikTok until that point. Until they brought it up to where I would have to look at it. Because if he was doing that in my name, saying he was one of my soldiers, I had to look at that. And the receipts they gave me were bullshit, and he hadn't done any of those things. So I backed him and attacked them. And we've been, fighting ever since over stupid
Well,
shit.
here's the thing, though. We can rehash till hell freezes over.
Yeah.
What do we do from right this very second forward? What is the plan for forward? I don't care about backwards. What is forward?
Let me throw something in there. Bree, I had to mute you for a second because you were feeding back, and you're the only one that can turn your mic back on. So you got to turn your mic back on. But it seems to me that Bree and Grammy had this thing going on, and neither one of them had contacted each other. Can we start with that? Can we agree, like, DM the person? If you got their phone number, give them a call, something. But before we attack one another, can we try to contact one another personally before we do that? A small step.
Okay, whoever's doing that, stop, because I can't hear and it's cutting a hole through my brain.
Bree again has this feedback. So I'm going to mute Bree again. Sorry, Bree. Unmute yourself in a couple minutes and see if that went away. But, that's a start. Can we see if that went away? But, that's a start.
Oh my God, stop it.
Bree, you're going to have to back out the live and come back in. It's not going to stop.
Now, this is what I suggested last night, Uncle Birch, and maybe you can help me word it differently to where people may understand it. Okay?
Well, okay, look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and Bree's going to jump back in. 6 of us here. Can we all just agree, if we ever have a problem with each other, we will try to personally contact each other before making a video about it?
Absolutely.
That's 100%
That is
preferable.
100%. Absolutely.
My God,
And here's the thing that I'm trying to tell people. We are all peers of one another. We're not friends. We're peers. And can we not just agree that if we happen to be in the same space at the same time, that we can at least show each other a tad bit of respect? Now, have we all been caught up in this drama at some point and said some shit? Absolutely, because it's the nature of the beast. But from this second, this moment, moving forward, can we please stop looking backwards and start looking forwards as to how we can fix this shit and show people that as grown-ass adults that we can fucking get along?
I agree with that.
I can agree to it up to a certain extent. It depends on the severity of what I know of what has been presented of the person, whether I want to just talk to them or just make a video. I determine that.
Like what's your parameter? Like, okay, a Nazi, a schmatzi.
If they're too far gone,
What's that?
if I can deem them too far gone, then yeah, then so be it. But if there's a chance that they can be reformed and talked to and privately, then I'm all for. I'm rather go that route.
All right. Well, I will call this show a success already, but we'll keep going.
The problem with doing things privately is because private conversations has been used as weapons on here. And quite honestly, if I have a problem, I would much rather just look somebody in the face like we're doing now and say, hey, can we talk this out? I don't feel comfortable doing it privately. Is there a forum that we can communicate on that
So really
can't be
quickly,
used as a weapon?
yes, private conversations can be weaponized. I feel like there should be a tier list for things that are happening. Initially, if somebody does something that pisses you off, I feel like you should be reaching out to that person privately first. If those do not go well, then try to do something like this where you're public and you have a mediator like Birch who's willing to sit in the middle. If that still doesn't work, well, then you can, handle it the way you feel you need to handle it. But I feel like there needs to be a step of, it's a mutual respect thing. If you reach out to somebody who has pissed you off and you say privately, hey, listen, I've got some questions about this first, then it's less of an attack. But if you throw somebody in front of God and everybody and say, hey, I don't like what you did, you pissed me off, and didn't give them a chance to try and explain their actions, then it's just going to feel like they're getting ganged up on.
But then can we not have another forum somewhere else that has a mediator that maybe isn't like, well, I don't know. I don't have a solution to that, but I'm uncomfortable about the whole private conversations based on what I've seen happen recently.
That's why a lot of communities are mainly having conversations off this app and over on Discord, but even those conversations would get leaked.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of that.
May I interject, please?
Let's start. Yes, absolutely. You've been sitting there. Go ahead.
Thank you. I didn't want to interrupt. My practice is very different from everybody on the board. I'm just a little bit confused because it seems to me like there's a lot of people trying to come to terms with one another, but when in reality is statistically it's impossible to please everybody, and there's just some people that are not meant to be on each other's path or be in the same canoe. So I just feel like there should be some decorum when it comes to people that you don't like. There's practitioners on here that I don't like, but I don't attack them or I don't make videos about them against their practice because that's their practice. And there's gonna be some people that vibe with them and that aren't gonna vibe with me, or there's gonna be people that vibe with me and are not gonna vibe with everybody else. Everybody's path is different, and there's no need. I feel like there's a lot of competition on people proving that their path is more valid than others, and I feel like that's just not the case when really there's so many practices out there, and for everybody is on different levels, different journeys, that they could go to someone. And for example, I don't care for Witchfoot, and I have my reasons, which are my own, but I also don't make videos against her, and honestly, I don't even think about her or talk about her outside of anything. So that's just my personal opinion, and I don't have anything against anybody who follows her path because that vibes with them. That's great for them. If that's who they need to grow and become a better person, then I love that.
Yeah.
For them.
Nothing wrong with that. I mean, we're mostly, addressing people that go out and talk shit about each other. But it's like, if you just don't like somebody and you're not, attacking them, there's no real big issue there. That's maybe how people should be. I have gotten in more trouble on TikTok by talking about really old stuff that I knew as a witch when I was a kid that is no longer the mainstream, and people don't know it. And people will get all upset because it somehow challenged their high priestesshood that they didn't know this thing that I was talking about. It's like, I'm sorry, I got a long memory with regard to witchcraft. And there was shit that we all knew once upon a time, and through the times of Wicca, it's been lost.
Korean witch, that was a mic drop moment. You
Yeah, it
know,
was.
you said it in such a way that it wasn't ugly, it wasn't nasty. It was matter of fact. Good on you.
Thank you.
You know, um, there are a lot of people here that are watching this live, and whether they're watching it for the train wreck or for the resolve, I hope I hope for the greater good of us all, and it is here for the resolve. So Grammy, you and I are good, and I appreciate you saying the things that you said. I don't believe that it's always necessary to hash out every dirty deed of a conversation or a situation, and I
Agreed.
think it's okay to disagree, but we don't have to rip each other apart. There are people in the comment sections that are watching this live, like Maggie, who doesn't know me from a hill of beans, ripped me apart. But hey, good on her if that's what she wants to do.
I'm not buddies with anybody. And here's the thing. I think that we need to
But you're not
realize
from
that
Switzerland.
I try to be Switzerland, but I also do see wrongdoings on both sides. I do, but I've tried, and I keep saying this, and I said it last night till I lost my damn voice. Okay, this is the path. What are we doing going forward? What's the plan forward? Because all this back here is done. And nobody's going to agree on everything that happened in the past. So how can we move forward and it be more of a positive experience and be an example to people that don't even fucking know anything about the craft?
Bingo. Hey, if anybody that's in the comment section and you want to jump in the box, I'll jump out.
Oh, I'll jump out. That was all I really had to say. Other than I just really wanted to commend you guys for not avoiding confrontation to resolve this. I don't think confrontation should be avoided, but it should be respectful. And I just wanted to say that I am proud of you all for doing that. And I'll jump out.
Thanks for all your comments. We're great. Thanks for coming
Thank
in.
you.
So, I'm going to interject here because, again, I've been around a long time, and there was a time when the majority of pagans and witches had solidarity. And at that time, unfortunately, we believed that 9 million of us had been put to death during the burning times. The math was obscured by Gardner and others, but it did have a profound effect. And at this time, we are facing the rise of Christian nationalism and the 2025 Project. And if you don't know what that is, I'm telling everybody, go look that up. It should scare you. It should bring us some solidarity. We will all burn at the same stake, and it doesn't matter what color your skin is, what nationality, what particular craft you practice. It's a Christian takeover, and that's what we all feared when I was a kid, was a Christian takeover, and it kept us in check. We had our witch wars, sure, we had stripes here and there, but not like we do now, because we don't recognize that there is an external enemy bent on our
Birch.
demise.
I want to stop. I want to add to this.
Hold
And
on a
that's all I
minute.
have to
I
say.
got to finish this thought, Chaos. Wait a minute. Birch, you and I have been around the craft since almost its inception as far as how we know it today.
Yeah.
There was a time where everything was undercover. You had to get cryptic messages from people to find out where things are. We all even wouldn't stop at gas stations. You would not say what you're doing or where you're going. And it was for a reason, because we were being followed by the government. That is a proven fact. We were being examined to see if we were a threat. And now this has come back around again. And people need to be aware that there's going to come a time where we're going to have to go back underground again. And all of this fighting and bickering and carrying the fuck on draws attention where we should not be getting attention.
But
Am I right or wrong, Birch?
You're absolutely correct, Brandy.
You are right, but all of the people in this box, we can't go underground. The broom closet is blown up. It's destroyed. There ain't
Yes, I
yeah,
agree. But you also have to understand that as leaders, we're going to be the targets of those nationalists
I
that
get
are
it.
coming,
Okay.
period. But all these youngers that don't know that became a witch during COVID and they're throwing their shit hither and thither are going to become a victim of something they didn't know they were buying into.
Yeah.
it's kind of already started in the United States alone with Pennsylvania banning the practices of tarot card reading or clairvoyance or the sale of potions and remedies or any kind of spells. There, it's already starting. There, certain states are already starting to ban it.
Well, like I keep saying to people, that's when I become Wiccan again. When I have to defend my religious rights, like that woman whose tarot shop, the chief of police came by because they had tarot readings there. It's like, say you're Wiccan, and then it's your strongly held religious right. And we need to use that language against them that they try and use against us. Unfortunately, a lot of other traditions, including witchcraft, didn't do the paperwork to be a federally recognized religion, and Wicca did. So I don't tend to call myself that, but when it comes time to defend my religious rights, I am suddenly Wiccan again. And we got High King over here, hasn't said anything. Let's see why High King came in.
Hello, everyone. Some of you guys do not know me. Hey, Grammy Druid. But I was listening earlier to the conversation as well, and I've been in craft since I was 8 years old, and I'm currently 31. And this TikTok mess, okay, when it comes to the witches and the practitioners fighting each other, I literally just posted a video because I was at Starbucks and I was watching the previous conversation about the book. And I don't know anything about this book going on, but I was listening and I made a TikTok about there's a lot of the elders, I'm not saying you guys, but there's a lot of elders on TikTok that is starting a lot of this mess and this foolishness, fighting each other. Somebody said something about hexing somebody, going across country, and all this other stuff. This type of stuff needs to stop, first and foremost, because as the elders, y'all supposed to be leaders in our community. Y'all should have a pillar. Y'all supposed to guide the young ones if they need guidance, things of this nature. I've been around for a long time, and I see all type of foolishness happening here on TikTok. Moving forward, Bridge is very, very much right when it comes to the practice, when it comes to the burning times and how all these, because I'm also a clairvoyant, psychic clairvoyant medium. Spirit has already gave me this information, and we need to start to band together instead of fighting each other.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Because this is
Absolutely.
ridiculous. I hate to see the practitioners and the witches fighting. It makes no sense. Why are you hexing and cursing each other? It makes no sense. Talk it out, have a conversation, to agree or disagree, and keep moving on. If you don't like the person, oops, keep moving. You don't have to say nothing else.
I mean, to a degree, yeah. I mean, it's the people that know me will understand why I say that. It's just I
Thanks for
can't.
the comment.
Yeah. So it doesn't necessarily break my heart. I'm not really an emotional person. But it's crazy. And then we talking about, and the funny thing is, we now talking about the burning times, correct? And how the government is coming after us, banning terror and all this other stuff. Y'all are willing to fight each other instead of protecting each other against the government. What is
Absolutely.
going on?
Yep.
Hi, King. I think the issue is we have, and please excuse my speech. We have elders within our own community that are simply feeding their own ego,
Absolutely.
and they are doing it at the expense of other people,
Mm-hmm.
and that's not okay.
Yes. I agree with Crone. There are people, and it's not just elders, there are people who are out there abusing one another in the name of their own ego. I have personally seen witness to this, and it's not acceptable to me. I escaped a cult already. I don't need to try and escape another one. And I hate seeing people trapped in that kind of crap. I, as far as I am concerned, I do not care what my follower count is. All right. I am not here to feed my ego. I am not here to make anybody like me. I'm here to speak truth, and I'm here to tell everybody the facts as far as I can tell. And if I'm ever wrong, I'll fully acknowledge it. But by that same token, if we focus so much, now I understand we need to call out wrong when we see wrong. It
Mm-hmm.
needs to stop. We can't allow it to continue because it hurts other people. But we do need to focus on what we do have in common rather than the differences, because everybody here is a member of a different practice. From what I can see across the board, no two people's practices are exactly the same. And if we don't band together to focus on what we have in common, which is magic, then we're all going to be at the stake, as Birch has said.
Exactly. And now it's perfectly said. Yes.
We've got a couple people want to get in the box, so if anybody doesn't have anything to say, it's been there for a while, maybe jump out. We just started hearing from Crone, so I don't want her to jump out. But Doc of Hearts is here, and I would like to see if we can get him in. Oh, okay, bye. Let me see if I can get Doc of Hearts in here. I'm not sure if he has an account that'll go. But talk amongst yourselves while I'm searching for him.
I was just thinking about this too as well. If we band together as practitioners and witches, we would be a force to be reckoned with.
Exactly. That's
They
why
will
people
not
want to
even
stop this
touch
kind
us
of
or even thinking about coming after us because of them realizing the power that we all possess together as a whole.
I gotta agree with that. Okay, it doesn't look like I can bring Doc in. He doesn't have enough followers or something. I'm gonna look for him again though.
But this is true. This is very much true that ever since the COVID outbreak, we can freely say that word now, right?
Yeah.
Ever since the COVID outbreak, all of this nastiness has been happening here on TikTok. And it's ridiculous. And yes, I agree what she said earlier. Forgot already.
Yeah, something that I just saw in the comments. I want to define what an elder is.
Hello, Nikki.
You got to be old for one.
No, and
Yes.
age has nothing to do with it.
They wouldn't
Listen,
make
an
me an elder
elder
till
in
like
community does not give themselves the title of elder. Community gives you that title. Elder means that you have done service to your community, that you have a lineage. That means that you have taught other people. You have to basically be a servant to your community, a service, and people will look to you as an elder. There are honorary elders that are solitary practitioners, but to be an elder is someone with lineage that teaches, that has students, that has had students, and that community holds in self, a high self-esteem, but it's also service. What have you done for others? That is what an elder is. It's not
Right.
just because you get old do you get the title of elder, and it's not something that is self-appointed.
Absolutely.
Exact,
rank should do
exactly.
this.
But you have people that are trying to give themselves the title of elder and going about it very wrong and at the expense of other people.
Yeah. We got, COVID witches that are suddenly elders now. I gotta say, COVID was a moneymaker for me, man. I sold so many classes during COVID. I almost want to wish for another global pandemic, but I won't do that.
I think too, when we talk about the line of elders. I think too, when we talk about the line of elders. I think too, when we talk about the line of
More of the echo thing. Oh, there's a bunch. Oh, there's DACA hearts. Okay.
I think too, when it comes to the line of elders, we also have to keep in mind about being high priest and priestess, because now you're also having a lot of these young people coming forth. They've only been practicing the craft only for a year, less than 6 months, and calling themselves high priest and priestess, thinking they know exactly what they are doing, and they do not.
Absolutely. I mean, that happened during Wicca. In some forms of Wicca, you were a high priestess after a year, and that was stupid. You're actually supposed to be an acting high priestess. But we got DACA hearts and we got chaos in the boxes, and they got some stuff to talk about. So can we give them the floor?
I'm gonna jump out, and I just wanted to say one thing. I hope everything goes well. And Maggie, I think you know what type of person you are, and I have nothing to say to you.
Oh, okay. I don't even know who Maggie is, but we don't have her in the box. All right. Well, good to see you. Thanks for jumping in the box.
I'm also going to jump out so Albus can jump in.
Come
I
on in,
just
buddy.
wanted to say something regarding the elders. A bear does not go around and say it's a bear. A true elder never says, "Oh, I'm an elder." That's because that's not what it's about. It's always been about service to our community, to the land, and to ourselves. It's just something that happens over time. I'm going to jump out now, but I'll still be in.
Okay. Thanks for
Well,
coming to the box. I'm looking. There's other people, but we want to see what DACA Hearts and Chaos got some stuff to talk about for sure.
Who wants to kick it off?
I don't care. I
Well,
I really just want to delete the videos and move on.
I can understand that, but let me
Because it really all started off with like Nikki and Swampy going at it, and I just asked him why he was stepping on her toes, and then it just snowballed from there. So
well
I would just delete everything, all of Swampy, everybody.
a lot
Just
of this is how I took it. I did tell you I would look at your videos, and I did say I when I went home that night I didn't think nothing of it. I try to distance myself when I usually get home, and I will admit I basically just moved on and didn't put anything in the back of my mind until I was planning on sitting down on my off day, which is when the day you made the video. I was just walking around in the field, about to record when I got that video, and I looked at it. I made a comment reply because I was planning on making a video, and then I got blocked. So I went to my alt accounts and I seen all that, but I didn't really have the time to really sit down and watch most of the videos that you had before you jumped the guns, basically saying I attacked
because
you
I
by
already was
ignoring you.
being attacked by the other ones. So you coming in,
Yeah.
I just saw it as an instant threat and just block, block, block,
Yeah.
block, block, block.
But what mainly made me mad was the continuing talking about me when you blocked me, when I was just to basically and trying when I was trying to tell you the truth behind it. You spun it to a narrative that basically tried to make me look like I was the aggressor and you were the victim, when you were the one that made the attack first, when I didn't even say anything that until after that first video came out, and then you blocked me, not giving me a chance to reply back. That's how it all started.
After the 3 days that I gave you, and then you said you were working and you didn't have time off, and then you
You have to
replied with a
realize.
couple comments, and then I made some whatever, and then blocked you after.
Yeah. That's what basically started it all, because it was a whole, I know you probably felt a certain type of way because I basically didn't give you the time of day after 3 days. I That's common. I do that to a lot of people. I do that to a lot of things. When I just forget. And a lot of the time is I don't look at a lot of things until my off days, like today and Tuesday. Those are the 2 days where I sit down and actually can digest everything that's been done for the week, because most of the time I'm replying either right before I go to work or on my breaks at work. That's why you see the same concrete wall there every day. It's the outside of my work. I'm on break. Or I'm replying to text comments to people 95% of the time while on the clock. Just jotting a message real quick and being done with it. So it's a lot of time I don't have time. So it looks like I'm always on TikTok, but in reality, 16 hours of the day, I'm not even at home.
All right.
So, but I can understand where you got where you felt that way. You felt ignored. I understand that.
Sorry for
But the only
blocking you and not giving you enough time.
I will say that it's just going forward. I would say just give people a little time, a little patience. Patience goes a long way. And if somebody doesn't reply, just reach out to them. Hey, have you got the chance to see the video? That also can help. And they can be like, oh shit, I forgot, because that's something I would do. If somebody ignores me, I'm like, cool. I'm just going to keep pestering you until you get the point. Ignoring does not work with me. You're going to hear the message regardless. I will find a way to get it to you, and that's how I did that. But I will also say I will take responsibility in the striking of several of your videos. That were directed at me. That was 100% entirely me.
On the dock of life and death, I didn't go for you with any strikes. The newest account, the dock of hearts, I went for, I think it was 11 different ones, but only got one.
Yep, I know. I mean, we're like
But
me
that
or
was after I had gotten other violations. I didn't know if it was you, or if it was Albus, if it was Swamp Heathen, if it was Emo Kid, if it was 8-1 Up 1. I don't know.
you got a lot of enemies. I
All of
understand.
them all at once. It's just like, yo, like, so I've just stayed private.
You got a lot of enemies, and I understand that. And you also could probably have a lot of concern because the names that you mentioned. I go and hang out in places where most people are not welcome, because they have issues with those people. I can healthily go back and forth and communicate with both sides and leave the bullshit out of both sides.
But most of this conversation goes for Albus too, because
Albus is here.
I'd just rather just delete all of this stuff and just move on. Like, delete all of it, unblock you, and just move on.
I can accept that. But here's the also thing I wanted to address. There have been people that come to me that said that you may or may not have said or thought that I was trying to hack your accounts.
No. Oh, yeah. Somebody hit so like right after I blocked you, and there were some videos you put out, and somebody told me about the videos you put out. So I went on like this account, I think, and I could see it because didn't have you blocked. So
I'll tell you this now, I have some terrifying followers that do nasty things. I can't control them. I will admit that.
Somebody hit my email for the Doc of Hearts account, and then they hit my TikTok account, and then they tried to hit my OneDrive account, but I don't have a OneDrive account. So
I don't personally can hack, but I do have a bunch of friends because I've been flying under the anonymous umbrella since the early 2000s.
I have anti-hack software on my phone, so
But
I know when I
haven't
get somebody attacking me, and I'm like, uh-oh, what's this?
I haven't talked to those people when I flew under the anonymous umbrella in the early 2000s. I haven't talked to those people in 10 years. So it's like when somebody came at me with that, I'm like, I'm curious to see the
I
how
didn't know
that
who it
became.
was
But it's
out
like
of the
you've
group.
got so many enemies. It could have been
There's so
anybody.
many different followers for different people.
Yeah, and I mean, I tell people all the time, I was like, I can't control my followers. I had an account with 14,000 people. There, a lot of them were from gaming time, so they're toxic. They don't care. They're in, a lot of them are teenagers. They're going to be toxic, and some of them do some serious, hateful, meanful shit. And those people get blocked once I see them. I say that to about anybody. If you see somebody on my following list that's doing something, tell me, and please bring more than just one-sided receipts, because I can't get context on just a video. I can't go back and look at the other videos. I need the whole picture before I can kind of get what's going on. But I respect that. We can move on and we can bury our differences. I'm sure Birch and Regina both told you, and they've told me, me and you are a lot alike. We're like the opposites of each other. You see that. You feel that. I know you do, because I see the exact same thing. But at the same time, it's not all bad. I mean, I do recognize the fact that I'm more of on the dark side when it comes to the empath world, and I do recognize, and most of the dark triad does resonate with me. Yes, but at the end of the day, there's also a nice side of me that gets the job done when it has to be. But
Yeah.
it's the whole chaos side, and why this whole persona came about is me base is my way of dealing with the PTSD that from war, BPD, and just the way to basically let my aggression and anger out when everything else fails. And it started by going after WS groups, and it racked up a racked and it racked up quite a big receipt list, and list that got people off the internet, off this app. Good, but at the same time, it also got involved in other people's stuff that where my friends were getting attacked, and it uh it had to make corrections there. At the end of the day, it's the drama, I would say, from all sides. I mean, that's going from the heathen side, that where some people may not get along with each other. I know y'all are watching. And the witch talk side. I mean, I resonate with both. I'm not gonna pick. You're not gonna make me choose. But if you can't get along, just move your separate ways. I understand trolls are gonna be trolls, and because I'm a troll myself. But at the end of the day, it's you got to be the you want the world to become, and the world to be just chaos and be dick trolls. Then that's what you're gonna get.
Okay.
Why are you
Hi
taking
there.
Harry parts
Yeah, I
opposite,
agree.
opposite of?
I want to also bear the hatchet too, man. Um,
But
I didn't mean to seem like I was going after Nikki in a bad way. I don't know if you got me confused with Emo Kid on that.
that wasn't
I apologize if you thought I was rude to you.
the part that's
All that.
covered.
Like I said, I want to bear the hatchet, man. I'm a
Okay.
positive person. I'd rather talk it out than go drama block and just do videos upon videos on each other.
Yep, I agree. I can do
And
the same thing.
if you wanted it, as far as like reporting, I've never reported you or try
No,
to
I
do
just I
anything.
just blocked you. I didn't report you at all.
I
And
know,
this
but
is
what I'm saying is I don't report people unless you really actually violate the guidelines such as nudity, um, actual harassment
no,
to
that's
the
why they summon
degree
me.
like doxing. That's the
Yeah,
only.
no. I didn't get you for any violations. I just blocked you.
That's a part of the reason, Doc, why a lot of people summon me to people's pages, because of my reputation of making people go poof.
That's not really a good reputation to have, though, is it?
It's mainly people who are
It
WF.
can be. Doc, Chaos, if I can just say really quickly, I'm extremely proud of both of you. I know that we have all been talking behind the scenes, trying to kind of mediate a little bit. I'm extremely proud of both of you. I know that this took a lot of guts for you guys to get up here and talk to each other face to face. So for what it's worth, I'm extremely proud of both of you. That was, I don't know what else to say. That was amazing. Thank you.
Absolutely.
You're
It needed to be
welcome.
done.
Yeah,
It
quite
needed
a
to be
few
done.
people we
Yeah.
haven't heard from here. We got Sabrina, Belladonna. We haven't heard much from. Albertus, we just started from. Fenra, never heard from at all. Y'all are in here. What you got to say?
Hi, I'm Fenrir. There's a few people on the live who know me or know of me. What I've got to say is a complete outsider perspective. I just feel as we all have a job of, because I mean, there's so much infighting, and a lot of it does happen on lives, that I feel like we make ourselves like a bigger joke than we are with all the drama.
Yeah.
And as far as people wanting to be an elder, I don't know why anyone would want to immediately be an elder. That would mean I don't have anything left to learn, and that would be kind of boring. I just
Always
think
more
this
to
whole
learn.
thing is kind of wild.
I'm
Even
not
as an
elder.
elder, there's always more to learn.
I don't see myself as an elder.
I mean, I'm just chaos, so.
I always want to learn. I never want to.
That's why I'm like, I don't even understand how people have time for this, because I'm always reading, I'm always looking things up, I'm always trying to learn about a new plant or what to do with it. And I don't have time to fight with anybody or spread rumors or start drama, any of that. Dressing a candle alone can take an hour.
Yeah, some people just don't seem to have a life, and you got to wonder, like, do they actually practice? Because they wouldn't have that much time if they did.
The amount of
So,
I feel like someone would unalive.
Yeah.
so for me, I'm Belladonna Bones. Some of you guys know me, and some of you don't. Someone asked me to come in here because as I don't have any conflict with anybody, but if anyone has any conflict with me, then they are free to address it. But I have the unique perspective of being able to talk to a lot of different people without judgment or taking sides. Because I can kind of see everybody's perspective when they're arguing. And sometimes I think that the biggest problem that we have on here is that people like to talk at each other, but they don't hear what the other person is saying.
Exactly why we're doing
And
this now. Absolutely. So people can talk.
exactly.
Yeah.
I, um, I, I think that if people could practice that more mindful speaking to one another, that they would get more done, because usually what happens is that people are too busy talking to respond instead of listening. So there is no actual conflict resolution going on. They are just arguing over and over again. In order to build a community and to make it something that is worth living in instead of whatever the trash heap is that we have right now, people have to be willing to speak openly to each other, acknowledge what people are saying to them if they have done something to hurt somebody and somebody tries to tell them that, they should acknowledge, yes, I have wounded you in this way, and this is my perspective on it, and that is how you begin conflict resolution.
I argue with that. Absolutely. And, even though, I would have hoped that, people would have come on camera and people could see each other's, facial expressions and that kind of thing. But just having people in the boxes and actually talking. These few people that we had in here, they have long going issues with each other. Just after a couple minutes of actually talking to each other, got past it. Text messages, DMs are never going to do that. They cause more problems than they're worth.
This is
Somebody else
this is
was in the box.
this is why I say, like, if you come, it's better to come at me and try or reach out to me in a message, because if the way I approach things on certain accounts where people tend to message me on a different so-called persona than my main account, which now doesn't exist. It's kind of funny because that was the peaceful account. It's this. It's kind of hard to word it, but it's a certain way of how I went about things in general that certain people don't like. Yeah, I will agree. The way I come off on is very very in your face and very harsh. I really don't give two fucks about a lot when it comes to feelings. I will admit that because I've been that way with myself for years now. It's not healthy, but it's a long road. I mean, the road of trying to better yourself and dealing with your own problems is a long road. It's not an easy road. It's never going to be a road that you're going to be completely free from. There are going to be your days where it's going to be harder than others, but it took me many years of learning different things in different spiritual paths and incorporating that into my daily life
Only
that
one
helps me.
muted. Yeah, you getting ready to take a shower? We all heard that. Everybody else is muted. It must have been you.
No, I'm not taking a shower.
Okay. Somebody was getting ready to take a shower and everybody else is muted.
I'm definitely not getting ready to take a shower. I'm in my computer room just chilling.
Everybody's commenting.
That might be me. I think my roommate's washing laundry, so.
Yep.
Yeah, but you were muted, so I don't know what that was. Weird.
It could have been feedback, but I'm debating on whether making this account my main, which this account has been known for for the chaos, or just really starting over and making a whole new account and just and letting that one be the main one because it has no ties to any drama on it ever,
Yeah.
and don't put it on there. And that's the kind of point where I'm sitting at, because this account's next. I already know it's on thin ice.
Yeah. Well, every time which is pretty often, I have to start a new account. I guess I'm on 9 now. I always run into different people. Even using the same hashtags I always did. There's different witches that I never saw before on each account. So,
yeah. And that's why I have all these accounts, because I reach different people from them that I don't get on my others.
Exactly.
This is my second account. I have in the past had conflict with people. One of them is in the comments down below. I'm not going to call her out unless she says her name or anything, but we have resolved our conflict. And I think that if people could speak at one another without aggression that many other people could do that.
Absolutely. Just people talking. Like I said in the video last night, since the dawn of the internet, this thing called a flame war happened. And every time a flame war happened was text. People imply a tone of voice in text that doesn't necessarily exist. And often it's based on their own baggage or their own insecurities. They think, oh man, how dare they talk to me like that? And they weren't talking to you like that. They sent you a sentence. And people DM each other, and 9 times out of 10, that's where the problems start. Or then over here on TikTok, they make little battle videos at each other, over some hip hop, mouthing the words at each other. That doesn't help. But it seems just getting a couple people in a box seems to help. Chaos and Doc of Hearts and the other guy made a lot of progress. Grammy Druid and Bree made a lot of progress. Those are the only ones we got in here today, but people said it couldn't be done. I think if people are just allowed to talk, it's easy to get things done. I didn't interject a whole lot today. I just sat here and watched and listened.
So
Yeah, I agree.
I have some questions, and please forgive my speech.
Absolutely.
I'm working on it. For the past year, and it hasn't been on TikTok, I have been getting messages on Instagram. I didn't know that was a thing. And and why are people collecting information on other people? I don't get that. I I don't understand it.
I said the same thing.
I don't understand when someone comes into my
Knowledge is power.
fuck chat box and they're talking about I can't say anything because if I do, they're gonna tell people what I tell people because they looked up a police report. What
Tell you what.
what is going on? Is this a control thing? Is this how people control their followers? Because I'm not getting it.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
Crone,
Yes.
I can hear it in your voice, and I'm very sorry that that happened. As someone who's been locked up and also has a mugshot out there, uh, I'm sorry. That's
No, no,
awful.
no, no. It wasn't me. It I,
That's terrible. Because, I mean, and I get what you're saying, because it means, to me, that means that person was never intending to be your friend in the first place. They always had something against you or a chip on their shoulder the entire time. And that's
okay.
just weird.
No. I have been getting messages from different people telling me that a group of people are digging up information on other people. Does that make sense?
It does. And that's just such a weird covert operation thing to do.
It's crazy.
And
Now,
that's creepy.
if this had been one person that said this, I would have rushed it off. This has been going on for a year.
Well, I hate to tell these people, but sometimes doing a background check on somebody doesn't always pull results. You can get
True.
your record expunged.
Oh, exactly. If you
Yep, that is
search my
true.
name in my state, you're going to get three separate people.
I mean, that's why I mean I have a record, And that's why I'm so open with who I am, because guess what? It's public information. You can find it. It's at the end of the day, there's no point in lying about it. So it's like, okay, cool. You found my Facebook. You found my name. You found the county that I used to live in. Why are you trying so hard? Because I've had people their own selves because of the groups that I stand up and fight against, that have literally been in my inbox detailing the exact area, a description of the area where I currently live today. And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm
I'm going to
just
say something real quick. Someone has told me that people's comments are being muted down in the thing down there,
they're
and that
probably
people are requesting to come up here and talk about their conflict but are not being allowed in. And if you are going to host an open forum like this and try to do that, you need to allow everybody to use their voice, even if you don't like their voice.
he did say certain people were a certain group of individuals. Birch said that did not be allowed to speak on the platform due to personal reasons or threats that may not have been made directly towards him from those individuals from his video. So that could be those particular individuals.
It could be, but if that is so, then this is an exercise in futility, and it's not solving anything.
True. I think you're right. I mean, sometimes TikTok also does mute comments too, based on filter words as well. So but it also does send a message if it filters the words out in the chat from TikTok itself.
I don't think that's the case. I think that they're saying that the people have been muted from speaking, and that are not being allowed in the boxes and everything. And I get, like, if you're going to do that, but you can't say that you're going to hold an open forum and then not allow people to use their voice if you are claiming to have an open forum. You need to put that out as a disclaimer that if you are going to do that, then just openly say and like keep it known, we're holding this open forum with the exclusion of these certain people.
I've got everybody in the box that has to be in the box.
Hey guys. So I just made a video on this, but I'm gonna kind of like reiterate it here because I think it's very relevant to what's been happening on TikTok since like the beginning of time. The worst way to solve a conflict is to make public videos at each other, because what happens subconsciously, whether you realize it or not, is you're playing, rather than talking to the other person, you're playing to your audience. You're entertaining them, and your two subconscious goals are, one, to avoid losing face, which is going to inadvertently make you gloss over any mistakes you may have made and anything you might have interpreted wrong. And two, it is to look cool in front of your followers and anybody else who's watching. And you're like puffing up, like, you know, the animals who puff up to make themselves look bigger and scarier whenever they're threatened. That's what happens to us subconsciously when we're talking to somebody, making videos at somebody in a public forum. So I do agree with you, Uncle Birch, that when you're conversing in text, like in private messages, tone does get lost, but at least you're not doing it in front of the audience. So you're more likely to, one, not gloss over anything that you may have done wrong, and two, you do not have as much of a drive to puff up, make yourself look cooler, and to vilify the other person. Because whenever you take another person's words that can be interpreted in multiple ways, when you're doing it in front of an audience, you're automatically going to pick the worst possible way to interpret those words that makes the other person look bad because that makes you look more like a hero. And it's a subconscious thing. You can think that you don't do it, but you do it. So private conversation, even if it is in form of a private text messages, is going to automatically be 100 times more effective conflict resolution than it is than making videos at each other. Unless, of course, your goal is to troll other people, and I do troll other people, so I know how to do it. So it depends on what your goal
Well,
is. So you got to pick a goal.
I'm not sure when you got here, but the first batch of witches that worked out issues in today's live, everybody on screen agreed to contact each other personally before attacking each other publicly. So we did make some progress, and there was, quite a batch of people in there that made that agreement.
I can make a
However,
recommendation from a certain individual who's in the chat. If y'all haven't heard of him or seen his videos, he goes by the name Darla. I would recommend looking at some of his messages because it's resonating more towards unity and peace, and that's coming from a druid aspect all the way across the pond over from Scotland. So that
yeah,
I would recommend definitely listening to his messages because they'll hit close to home. They'll touch your heart.
Come in the box. I forgot his name, but I'm following him lately. What's his name?
I just add that if I wanted my teachers, spiritual leaders, and elders to be pristine and perfect and spotless, I'd go to church.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Didn't spotless either.
That's the point. Yeah.
Just don't bring children.
Okay, I'm not seeing him. I'm trying to figure out who the Scottish Druid dude is. See if he can come in the box.
I'm all for
unity. I don't remember his name offhand.
I am all for unity. I don't know if a lot of you know me. I don't even know how many followers I have. I don't care.
Yeah, Sabrina, get in the box. Or wait, no, Sabrina's already here. Hasn't said anything. Go. Yeah, Sabrina. Hey.
It's funny. I had a conversation with Hecate Thursday afternoon when I was waiting to go to class, and then realized that my teacher got sick. But she was telling me that, all this infighting is basically, it's stopping us from looking at the bigger picture of what's actually happening. The government is coming for us. Like she was telling me, because a friend of mine sent me something like that night about there was this Christian woman that was like, oh, Kat Von D came out about witchcraft and how terrible it is. And I'm like, yep, this was the same conversation that I had with her today where she says they're coming after you. They're not just coming after abortion. They're not just coming after gay people. They're coming after all of us. We're next. We are the next fucking target.
Yeah, as soon as we let them have the religious right not to make a cake for a gay couple, we were next down the list, man. And it's not a stretch. And people call me paranoid. I've been saying it for years. It's not a stretch until somebody says that forcing them to suffer a witch to live would be a violation of their strongly held religious belief. And then Greg Locke came along and fucking said that.
Oh, Jesus, fucking Greg Locke.
Near
that guy.
Man, for fuck's sake, that man can go shove a dildo up his ass. I don't care.
He absolutely.
The person that you guys down in the comments are telling to request a box apparently has requested a box. And apparently this is not going to be allowed.
There's nobody.
So, again.
So, who is that?
I think it's time to look at more of the bigger picture of sticking together rather than just fighting, because I don't have time for this shit. I'm in college. And I practice witchcraft on the side, and I have a tarot business, and I'm in Florida. So guess what? I'm in a state where I'm the bigger target. Because that's where they're coming after next, is in fucking Florida.
Oh, really is your question? Okay, let me see if I can find her. Oh, really? There's nobody in the requesting box, but I'll search her name.
Maybe you can send her a request. Is that possible?
I'm not sure. Well, maybe if I click on her text, I'm searching through the active viewers. I'm not seeing Aurelia anywhere. Let me see if I see her in the text.
I don't know if
Have her
their
blocked.
name starts with an O or a 0.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't see either one, but I'm scrolling through the messages. Really? Okay. Wait, no, wait. That's Aurelia right there. How do I bring her in the damn box? Add moderator, no.
Really, maybe try unrequesting and then re-requesting again.
Yeah, because I got no requests in the box to get in the box. Everybody that requested, wait, oh, there she is. Okay.
Adriana, what would you like to
Yeah,
say?
they're rebooted. There's O'Reilly.
Okay, so I live in Pennsylvania, and like Chaos said, we've been banning tarot and everything else. Now, in PA, we do have a strong community of witchcraft and a lot of practitioners. And a lot of the shops in my town have been raided. And the police department have been picking off a lot of different witch communities and starting taking elders, practitioners, to the point where now if you have a tattoo that represents any of that, they can start questioning you. And a lot of these shops have been raided and a lot of the stuff has been burned. And a lot of our books have been burned. And with my life partner being a practitioner and I've been practicing the witchcraft for a while now, it's quite concerning. And go ahead.
I have something to say. Try this. Repeat after me. I am Wiccan. You may not be Wiccan, but the Wiccans did the paperwork in 1984. They're a federally recognized religion. You should be able to push your witchcraft religious rights by claiming the title Wiccan. I'm not a Wiccan anymore, but if I have to fight for my rights, I suddenly am. I don't know how many Norse, I think the Norse have done some work because they have a tombstone in the military graveyards, but Wicca did that work. And witchcraft has no federally recognized religious rights. Wicca does. And under Wicca, we can do all of that witchcraft. We might have to use that title again and forcefully prove that we don't have that religious right. We all know it's all about just the Christians having the religious right, but we've got to push that. We've had a federal recognition since 1984.
Yeah, and what really got to me the most, what got me really shooken up was yesterday the police came to my life partner at their work and took him to the station and questioned them.
What?
Yeah. And I went to the station and to pick my life partner up, and they were shaken to the core, and it's to the point where they're going to start off in small communities in small places, and they're working their way up to cause havoc and fear. And I've seen so many of my family and so many elders and so many of this community just being tossed into places where it's not okay. And the police around here, they have made it very clear that if they see signs of any type of practitioner magic or witchcraft or anything like that, they have the automatic right to raid and to question and to withhold any type of reason for doing so.
They wrote it into legislation to make it that way.
Contact the Lady Liberty League. They've been working on that shit for a long time. But we got O'Reilly in here, hasn't said anything. Apparently tried to get in the box for a while. So O'Reilly, what's up?
So a lot of people can really anxious to get me into a box. How are you today, Birch?
Great. As you can see, the weather has cooled off all of a sudden. I'm able to put on layers and shit.
We could well, that's the
We
benefit of
can
global
snuggle.
warming.
Yes.
That's the benefit of global warming. You never know what you're going to get. It must be nice not to have so much heat over there.
Can we clear the boxes, please? Yeah, if everybody's not active, jump out of the box because people keep wanting to get in. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be going. Maybe another 20 minutes or so, but yeah.
Like, and talk. Never mind.
I haven't seen O'Reilly since the monkey thing. What's up?
Flying monkey, which I think is a reference that
Flying monkey.
pretty much everybody knows. But putting that aside, I've been out visiting a friend in the desert and putting together a raffle. So,
All right.
hmm.
My screen just did something weird. I was trying to invite somebody in the box. What am I looking at here? Oh my God. Okay, keep talking. Got technical difficulties over here. Get out of this bitch. There we go. Okay, trying to find which with two dogs wanted to get in. 3 wanted to get in.
Good Lord.
There we go. And thank you in the or the people outside the boxes for continuing to like. We're at 27,000.9 likes. Keep tapping that screen.
Hey, Witch with Two Dogs, would you like to go first or would you like me to go first?
Holy crap. I got years of stuff because Maggie and I were actually friendly and friends. I think we talked for a while offline, and then this whole thing with Mindy started and never approached me. And then now this thing with Karen. So, but yeah, I got a lot of stuff in my mind, but not to mention being stalked by YouTube channels, being notified that you made a YouTube about me and Uncle Birch. But I'll let you go, Bree. I respect you. Thank you.
Okay. Maggie, you don't know me, but you basically trashed me to high hell over the Witch Talkers grimoire. So how does it feel to be that kind of individual that likes to jump on somebody else's bandwagon and back and just trash them for pleasure? Answer that question.
Certainly. I did not jump on anybody's back. I took 16 hours out of my day and went through that book 4 times. And I pulled books off my shelf and I matched them up next to each other because I have been practicing for a long, long time. And I matched every one of those books up to that grimoire. And I am an English major, so I take plagiarism seriously. So
fantastic. How many pieces were plagiarized? Can you got that number? Because I sure do.
63.
63.
63 direct pieces.
How many individuals? How many individuals?
How many individuals? I would have to pull up my spreadsheet.
Wow.
But one of the individuals had 22 pieces of plagiarized material. And there were other folks that had 1 or 2 pieces. There was a lot of folks that had original pieces, and for them, I feel bad.
Okay, first of all, everybody, let me tell you, she is absolutely wrong. There were 2 individuals that plagiarized. Okay? Don't laugh. I got proof.
So do
I
I.
have proof. You have pages. I have proof.
Okay.
So everybody that's listening and in the comments, what Maggie just said was absolutely incorrect.
Ma'am, I've got the proof too, and I've got the pages pulled up next to them, next to the pages of your pages. I have all that proof too. So I don't know what proof that you say you have, but I also have proof. but it doesn't really matter because that has all gone to legal, and it's out of my hands now. I wasn't trashing you personally. I don't know you
Out of
personally.
legals. Out of legals. You are so full of crap. You
Am
are
I?
absolutely full of crap.
Okay.
You are so full of crap. Guys, let me tell y'all something. All right. There was a piece submitted by a creator called Alyssa McBride. Not even sure if that's her real name, but
There was
that part
22
was on me.
pieces.
No, Maggie,
22
I'm talking.
pieces.
You're going to listen to me now.
Ma'am, you've done
Okay?
nothing but talk.
No, I haven't. No,
Yes,
I
you
haven't.
have.
But there you go again with incorrect information. So this
22
is a
pieces
piece
submitted by
that,
Alyssa McBride.
I will say this
what?
now. Please be respectful and stop cutting each other off and have a civil conversation. Thank you.
So there was a piece that was submitted by Alyssa McBride, and it was called "The Liar Liar Spell," originally written by Dorothy Morrison. Okay, that piece was plagiarized. All right, so the equivalent, the value of that was $40. $40. Whenever a piece is plagiarized, you don't get the whole value. You understand? So when you say it's gone to legal, you actually don't know what you're talking about. You are just spinning a narrative and just throwing it out there.
Ma'am,
Okay?
if you make over $2,500 on that book, there are fines involved in that. And that's not me spinning a narrative.
Yeah.
Because there are laws. And it wasn't just Dorothy Morrison. It was Scott Cunningham. There was some Raymond Buckland thrown in there. There was some Denise Alvarado for like good measure. Llewellyn is highly litigious. Highly. And I have spoken to Llewellyn's legal, and I have spoken to Dorothy Morrison, and I have spoken to other authors that were involved. So, you know, like, it is what it is. Like I said, it's not my affair. I came at this.
Oh, really? Then why did you speak to Llewellyn's legal?
Because that part is my affair. As somebody who is deeply invested in authors, I don't care one way or another about you as a person. I didn't trash you as a person, other than I might have some opinion about somebody who like doesn't do due diligence on their supposed like work when it was pushed out so quickly that you didn't even put it through a plagiarism check. But one way or another, I have no opinion about you personally. I have an opinion about pushing plagiarized work. I don't even particularly have an opinion about pushing out stuff that the youngers may like get a hold of. I really have an opinion about pushing out stuff that the youngers may like get a hold of. Wow. 5,000 Spells is another one that got hit. Like the Corpse Water, that came directly from 5,000 Spells. That is not untrue. And again, I have pages next to the actual grimoire. So
I have taken accountability for my lack of knowledge and inexperience. I've learned so much after this situation, okay? But you are not a knight in shining armor here, Captain Save-A-Ho. You're not.
I
There
didn't
was nothing but
insinuate
pure
I was.
malice. There was too many lives. Don't interrupt me. There were too many lives of you talking. So do not act like you are an author's white knight, because you're not. And this is not your first rodeo, and this is not your first campaign to smear somebody into the ground. Did you ever send me a message and say, hey, Bree, you might should have ran that through a plagiarized program? It wasn't until I learned that from Serafina that those even existed.
Ma'am,
So
every time somebody tried to contact you and tell you something was plagiarized, you blocked them.
That's not true.
That
Is
is
not
absolutely true because many
No,
of
it's
us
not.
tried to
Did you?
contact you.
Did you?
If
Did you?
anybody was friends
Did
with
you? Did you?
Raven, ma'am, if anybody was friends with Raven, you had them blocked because they were on the other side of the fence. So, quite frankly, who could get a hold of you? One. Two, I've got people in comments asking questions. This literally wasn't like it was my damn job. I've just been reading books since I was 16. So these are authors that were our primary source material growing up. So I didn't come at this like it was my damn job. I came at this like it was, quite frankly, insulting to the primary education for a lot of us. No, I'm not in this for freaking clout. I still have the same 3,000 people that I've always had following me. There is no clout to this. I have a bunch of people who did not and don't appreciate this whatsoever. And I didn't say I would protect Alyssa McBride. I believe Ursa said that. So if you're going to say, like, get us confused, like, I don't know, maybe like pay more attention to that. I said I was not going after Alyssa McBride. I was looking at the book as a whole.
Bree, I just want to say that if somebody says they found more instances of plagiarism than what you have found, it might be a good idea to ask them to the specific instances of what they're talking about with proof before accusing them of lying, because you don't know what or found what she's talking about. So first, maybe find
Well,
out what she's
I
talking
will have to
about
say
before
that
saying she's
uh,
lying. Does that make
Bree
sense?
now has the software to run it through and find plagiarism, so maybe that's what she's talking about. I'm sure she came up with those figures after running it through her newly purchased software.
Yeah, Wendy, I went through it after I noticed more than one or two instances. Yes, I started looking at it very carefully because I was
Why does your
wondering
voice
how
sound
much of
so
this damn
familiar?
book is plagiarized. It doesn't, 17 hours is nothing in the span of things.
I would like to say that I think it's absolutely
Well,
ironic
if you,
you got up here on this platform to say that you didn't wish any harm on any of the authors who had legitimate submissions and did not plagiarize anything. But yet, whenever Ryan came in that live, all you guys did was rip him apart and told all the other submitters that were in the book that did not plagiarize that they needed to message Bree and request their entry be removed and all this other ridiculous stuff that was
sir,
completely
that is
ridiculous.
false, and that live is up on YouTube.
It sure
So
is,
you are
exactly.
not,
So everyone in this live
sir,
can go
that is
over there
not
and watch for
accurate,
themselves
and that
exactly
live is
what was
up
said
on
That
by
is
YouTube.
not
myself
false.
and
That
Ryan
is
and
not
the entire
false,
group.
Maggie.
Spent 2 hours mansplaining all kinds of stuff and telling us we
Send me
should
the
Oh,
lot.
shut
Send
up
here
me
we
and
go
the
sit
with the
YouTube.
down.
gender. When you start to lose, you go with the gender. That is absolutely false, Maggie.
Five,
I watched you.
four,
That is
Against,
disgusting
3,
behavior.
2,
I'm not surprised a
1.
man's telling you that's incorrect.
Bring it
The
down.
live is up on YouTube. All
Bring
he
it
did
down.
was mansplain for 2 hours. And
Oh,
it wasn't
really?
just, it was to Grammy Druid where he demanded an apology. 2 hours of that.
Oh, really? What would make this situation resolved in your
It's
eyes?
as far as me, it's resolved. I'm not touched. I haven't done a thing. The only thing we're doing is trying to raise money at this point for the 4 fucking charities that didn't get anything. That's the only.
Really? Oh, Maggie, listen, I, what do you mean raise money for the poor, the two charities? Can you even name the two charities that
Yes,
I donated the
ma'am. Yes,
proceeds?
I can. Except one of them was actually for profit and doesn't accept money. So instead, we went
Yeah,
with
it's
another
Ursa's
charity
Ferguson
that was
Fund.
equal like
The two charities were,
MMIW USA,
and the second one?
and the second one was for profit and doesn't take any kind
The
of
second
charitable
one is
donation.
for, excuse me, the second one is Turning Point of Tampa Bay,
And they
which
are for
which is a
profit.
see, there you go. You're talking over me. It's a
It's for profit.
rehab.
For
Is a
profit.
re
For
no,
profit. Yes,
listen.
it is. We looked into it. It's for profit. They do not accept charitable donations.
Wow, there's a website, guys. If you want to check it out yourself, it's called Turning Point of Tampa Bay. It is a rehab and it supports the queer community. So, yes, they do
They
accept it. You can
service
go
the
right to
queer
their
community.
there you
They,
see you're spinning a narrative.
I'm
You're
not
spinning
spinning a narrative.
5,
You're spinning a narrative.
4,
They do not,
3,
ma'am. They
2,
say they service the
1.
LGBTQ. That's it,
Bring it down.
ma'am. I don't know what. you are trying to do, but we went there and it absolutely said they do not accept donations, but that they do also service the LGBTQIA. So instead, we were going to fucking donate the money to the Happy Hippie Foundation, which also services the LGBTQIA, and it is a 503 nonprofit.
Well, how much money have you raised for that?
Well, see, since we just got escrow to open, nothing yet. But since we didn't want to actually touch any of the money, we were planning on raising about $3,000.
Bree Witch, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
The money that was made from the book, where did it go?
The proceeds. Okay, the way Amazon KDP
They
works,
take their cut.
they take their cut, and after 60 days, then you get paid for each month. The book was only up for 4 weeks, so the money that was received, the proceeds, I sent it to the 2 charities. I sent 75% of it to MMIW, and the 25% remaining went to Turning Point.
Oh, really? Is that acceptable for you?
I mean, from what I understand from Amazon, if a book is pulled down for plagiarism, they don't actually give you any of the money. So I don't know.
Okay, first of all, I pulled the book. Amazon did not pull the book. I did.
Well, Amazon does not give refunds after 30 days if you pull the book. If it's the author pulling the book, they don't give you a refund after 30 days. They were giving refunds after 30 days.
Have you ever published on?
She wasn't. I did not ask about refunds. I asked about the proceeds from the book, where the proceeds were going. Bree has answered and said 25 to Turning Point, 75
but like people are saying that they got refunded. There would be no proceeds from the book if she didn't pull it and Amazon did, is what I'm saying. Can you provide receipts that the money was donated?
I could.
Okay.
That will solve that whole problem right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, really? Have you ever published on KDP Amazon?
My friend Maeve has.
But you haven't?
Not yet. No.
Okay, so Bree said she's going to deliver the receipts. Can we just stop it for a second?
Yeah, that's all I'm saying. Like, just show the receipts that it was donated. Yeah. But either way, it's not going to stop what we're doing to like donate to different people.
And
as well.
Nor should it.
Right.
Your charitable acts are not contingent on the
no,
book.
ma'am. It's not contingent, and it's not. You're absolutely correct.
So from this point on, is this matter resolved?
Yeah, it's 100%. I've made no videos about it. As far as I'm concerned, it's none of my business any longer.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't made any content regarding it in the past month at all.
I haven't seen any, but I might have you blocked, but I'm not sure.
Blocked, I wouldn't be in here.
Bree, are you okay with this resolution?
Okay, cool. I haven't seen anything though. That's not come up on my FYP.
Cron, to answer your question, I let this go over a month ago. This is the first opportunity that I've had to address Maggie. So I don't feel there's any resolve with her. I don't believe her intentions were true or clear. And
I can't help what you believe. I really can't. I apologize that you.
You apologized?
I apologize that you have hurt feelings over this. I'm telling you what what my intention has always been. I have always said it's always been about the plagiarism for me. Period.
That's gaslighting 101. I apologize that your feelings got hurt. That is
Gaslighting
gaslighting
means
101.
you know what gaslighting means.
Girl, what?
Yeah.
I do. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's not gaslighting.
Yeah.
No, please, come on, guys.
It's at least a shitty apology.
It may be a shitty apology, but
Yeah,
it's not gaslighting.
I'll give that. Yeah. I apologize if I ever did anything to hurt you when I just said what you did to hurt me. Yeah. But I'm not
It wasn't. Like I said, it wasn't personal. I did not make personal attacks on you. Like, I know that there was a lot of attacks flying around. It wasn't me that was making personal attacks on you. It was always about the book. Always about the book, the material. I may have been difficult when there were so many different attacks flying around, but it was always specifically about the material for me.
So you're saying it was just Bree being collateral damage, and everybody else associated with Bree being a collateral damage, and your intentions were just mainly focused on the book, and you had nothing to say during the lives that instigated or promoted any type of bad behavior.
Sir, a lot has been said, and I think people were frustrated on all sides. And I certainly think that both sides could say that they instigated bad behavior. I don't think that that's just on me. One, two.
There's a difference between
No. I've seen y'all's lives too. So let's not go there. Things have always been said. I don't see anybody apologizing for that.
Maggie.
Which I don't expect you to, because like a forced apology is not legit. And honestly, I think apologies are bullshit anyway.
So, but that's a poor attitude to take. People that are forced into the thing, but you guys keep reinforcing the behavior. So why should we try to make amends when you continuously attack us? And and I think it was way out of line for you to tag me in YouTube videos and tag my account on Instagram and Facebook when I haven't even talked to you in years.
I haven't tagged you on Instagram at all. In fact, my Instagram is private. Two, I tagged you in YouTube because I thought maybe it would be a common courtesy to let you know there was a video with your name attached to it.
That you made.
Am I incorrect? Should I have just let that float around out there and let you not know about it?
Maggie, you and I haven't talked in years, ever since the thing with Mindy and now the thing with Karen. But the thing is, for you to tag me, I blocked you, and it's for you to tag me is like to say,
no.
hey,
I
look, I
blocked
can
you
still
when you
get
were
to
following
you.
me around from comment section to comment section and going at me when you said that dogs' lives were just as equal to children's lives.
Yeah.
That's when I blocked you.
Yeah,
Let's be clear.
I stand, like everybody says, 10 toes deep. If you don't think that an animal's life is just as important as anything else, then I can't convince you. But that's my belief. And if you're getting butthurt about that, then I don't even understand where you're coming from.
But you came at me about it for 16 hours, and that's great. I think it's kind of funny that a man who has children thinks that dogs who are...
You guys I kept blocking everybody. I didn't go at you for 16 hours.
No. Maeve watched all that. You came at me tenaciously and then followed me to another comment section.
Always on the thing. So I want to see proof, because there is no proof of any of that, because I actually have a life and I serve the community. So I don't know what you're talking about, but let's get back to the thing.
Proof of that. I blocked you and I didn't think of you
Maggie,
again.
I blocked you.
Then you told Maeve, who, and I would like to see you call her a liar. That you are a person, you are a justice worker, and that you are going to serve justice to me. So I don't know, that's kind of weird. Mad Hog, I don't even know you, and for some reason you're in everywhere talking about how I'm a horrible person. I don't even know who you are.
I don't even know. So anyway, what I'm saying is I blocked you for years, And then your way, because this whole thing with Ursa and Bree went down, and I'm friends with Bree, you decided to tag me on another account to say, look, I'm still here. I can still get to you. And tell me that wasn't your intention, because that's some creepy ass shit right there. And I don't have anything to do with you.
I don't have anything to do with you either, happily. But you keep calling. It's funny you keep calling me out by my name when I've only called you out by your name once to get you to knock it off.
You guys put it all over this account and all over the other one. So please,
You keep clumping me
everybody,
together
my
with
name is
people.
Chris, and I don't care.
I mean,
But
I don't
the
care
thing is,
either.
don't hide behind bullshit, Maggie. You're a liar. You stir up shit, and then you go away. And
Yeah, you don't threaten women in badly constructed high
and they
school
were talking crap about you a week before. So Maggie, you get what you deserve. And I just don't want anything to do with you. You're a disgusting human being, and you have no redeemable qualities. So please, bugger off.
Bro, same. I truly want nothing to do with you either. You threaten women in badly constructed high school French, and you always
do you have no proof? That's your thing since the beginning.
I do.
If you have nothing to do with me, why do you keep stalking me?
On YouTube.
Why do you keep stalking me, weirdo?
I'm not. I just happen to. I find
that isn't
myself
true.
in places.
Are you guys? Are you out of your
myself
mind?
in places where you just seem to fucking appear. Frankly.
Wow. That's just some weird shit. But Maggie, you lived in your life and your lies. I have nothing to do with you. But you guys keep coming at me, and just leave me alone. I know you're obsessed, but honey, I'm not into you. Okay. Goodbye.
Yeah. Okay. Like.
What am I supposed to do? Okay, people, listen up. I have given you 2 hours of my time to do what we could do. We've made some progress. We made some unprogress. Still, I think it was beneficial to do what we did. But I have other shit I gotta go do. And I know you all could go off on each other for another couple of hours. I'm sorry I can't facilitate that, but maybe you can do that on each other's lives. There was some good that came out of this broadcast. There's some other shit we might still have to work out in this broadcast. Thanks for everybody that got in here. Aurelie's still there. Chaos, Crone, Modern Magic, Bree Witch. I gotta go do some dad shit and stop doing uncle shit. So
thanks, Uncle Birch.
Hopefully we'll do this again. We made some progress. Even you people that are still at odds with each other, you have had a discussion, and hopefully we'll continue the discussion. And the discussion is always better than when people are texting back and forth to each other. It just never works out that way. When you're making battle videos at each other, it never helps anything. So I think we did some good. We will do some good next time we do this. I'll try and schedule it ahead of time. But as our ancestors used to say to remind us of the troubled times through which we came, and the breadcrumb trail that they left you to follow. Merry meets. Merry parts. Merry meet again.
Until we meet again.